My name is Lexi, and this is Deaf Child Discord 5, I think. I think I'm 5. No, it's 5. Um, so today we're talking about income disparity, and I want to talk about something that NOLA.gov published, I think about 2 years ago now. And basically what they said, that legacies of white supremacy, structural racism, and segregationist policies persist today, as evidenced through a more than 25-year difference in average life expectancy and neighboring census tracts. And what you can see is that in Lakeview, which is a largely white neighborhood, the average age is 88 years, whereas lowest life expectancy average in the Hoffman Triangle, which is a largely black neighborhood, would be 62 years. So yeah, the issue here is, about life expectancy. It comes down to healthcare, education, employment, and barriers of entry into these marketplaces, which are primarily policies and systemic institutions that prevent people from not having the same access. So what can we do to fight income disparity? That would be another issue here. Besides, there's voting, obviously. Community service, thinking about what type of community service are you giving. I think there's two types of community service, and they're both equally important to give. There's individual and systemic community service, and by that I mean when you give to a charity or an organization versus when you take it upon yourself to help individual people as a service to your community. And I think finding your own version of that is something that can help alleviate income disparity, because when we all kind of see the needs of production and small business owners build each other up and use our own areas of expertise to alleviate other people's struggle, we are better able to help each other grow. And I think one of the reasons white people have a longer life expectancy is because we have such a long history of using racism in order to prevent other people from having the same opportunities as us, because we justify our behavior through economics. And I just want to give a quote on some income disparity research I did in 2018. And in 2018, basically what I was reading, I highlighted it here. I'm gonna unhighlight it so it's easier to read. But basically, here it is. Okay. So basically what I was saying is, Alan Kruger was chairman of the White House, and he basically said that the music industry is a microcosm of what is happening in the U.S. economy at large, meaning it's a small economy that is an example of the larger economy. And we are increasingly becoming a winner-take-all economy, a phenomenon that the music industry has long experienced. Over recent decades, technological change, globalization, and erosion of the institutions and practices that support shared prosperity in the U.S. have put the middle class under increasing stress. The lucky and the talented, and it is often hard to tell the difference, have been doing better and better, while the vast majority have struggled to keep up. And in this report, I also discovered some issues regarding biases for income inequality that are revolving around race, gender, sexual orientation, education. And in gender, that also includes, trans rights. So when I talk about women and men's rights, I just consider trans women just regular women and trans men, but I also think, it is not trans men, not transmission, trans men. Trans women are just regular women, and trans men are just men. It keeps I don't know. I said trans women are regular women, and trans men are regular men. Okay, I think you know what I mean. Anywho, so, but when it comes to discussing disparity, we should consider that, people who are in transition, people who are trans men have a disparity against cis men, and people who are trans women have a disparity against cis women, whatever, you know what I mean. Okay, so done with that. But one of the basic points to remember here is that white people make up 96% of the top 50 of past Billboard's 100 chart. The entire top 10 is made up of white men. And that was according to my research up until 2018. I actually do not think that has changed. Women comprise just 9% of past Billboard 100 charts, so that's important to recognize. So it's like if you're a black woman, it's even harder. And there are just a lot of these issues. We gotta talk about income disparity. We act like, some people are just broke and they don't work hard enough, but it's not that we don't work hard enough or that we are lazy or anything like that. It's more of like, you don't have as many systemic issues against you as others. So maybe, depending on who's watching. Like, y'all know what I mean. And that's my spiel on income disparity. And thank you for your time today.